What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. I want to rank this season's top 10 NFL running backs per my opinion. This is just my opinion. I want to know who your top 10 are, and of course, we're going to disagree on this list. Let me know who you would change out, what you don't like, what you love. All right, we're going to start with number 10, and I feel like this is kind of hot take-ish, honestly, because he has proven through his young career that he is pretty damn good. I have De'Von Achane, and I think he's been pretty good through his couple of years. The yards per carry is good. I just think when we look at complete backs, he's not the guy that I'm giving the ball to on 3rd and 2 with the game on the line. It's not the running back that I would rather have. I think he's a really good talent, but his size kind of scares me, and with size comes injury sometimes, especially in the NFL. I get a little worried about his situation, but I still think he'll be a top 10 running back. I think the Dolphins offense should be pretty high powered again. But, I'm kind of proceeding with a little bit of caution on him. Number 9, I don't think this is a hot take, given that this team lost some offensive linemen in the offseason. Jonathan Taylor. That is one of my favorite running backs in the league, but they lost a couple linemen. I think they lost their center. I think they lost their right guard. I am a little worried for the Colts right now because, granted, it was just preseason, but Anthony Richardson didn't look good again. Got killed on a blitz. I just worry that defenses are going to be able to 100% focus in on Jonathan Taylor, and that's not good for a running back. When you're the first one on the scouting report, that doesn't bode well when there's not a lot of exciting firepower around you that we can bank on. So I have Jonathan Taylor at 9. At 8, Ashton Jeanty. I think people are like crazy overreacting after his first game. My God, guys, watch the carries. There were 2 or 3 defensive linemen in the backfield before he even had the ball. Just, let's not overreact. It's preseason, 1 game, right. I'm not going to trip out on a rookie getting his first couple touches. I think Jeanty's going to be really good. I think the way he plays, his speed, his vision is very good. He's powerful. That's a 3-down back. He's a rookie. Hasn't quite proven it at this level, obviously, but I'm confident enough to put him at 8. And there are other guys that are more proven, but this is a prediction video, really, is what I think. So I think Jeanty will probably be at least the 8th best running back. It's very hard for a rookie running back to come in and be top 5. That is rare when that happens. So I'm not going to put that mantle on him. I do think he's going to be awesome. But let's give it some time, please. Number 7, I have Josh Jacobs. I think that situation in Green Bay is perfect for him. Hard-nosed, smash mouth, cold weather games. That is Josh Jacobs. He was fantastic last season, running between the tackles, outside the tackles, catching passes. He's going to be dinged up for long periods of time, but he's going to play through pain and play through injuries. And he's just a monster out there. I think 7 is a fair number for him because these guys that I have ahead of him, I think have more upside to them. Now, some of them may have more downside to them, so it just kind of depends what you value. Number 6, I have Bucky Irving. The man was a freaking demigod for the back half of last season. Soon as the Buccaneers got smart and decided to put Rachaad White at the kind of the back end of the carries and the touches, and they kind of led with Bucky Irving, their offense took off a little bit. Bucky Irving was amazing. I think he's due for another really good year. At number 5, this is probably the riskiest running back you can put anything on, Christian McCaffrey. It's crazy to me, but there's really almost never been an in-between. It's either first or doesn't play. That's what we get out of Christian McCaffrey. It's either insane, Hall of Fame level shit, or why are we paying running backs? That's kind of the dilemma with Christian McCaffrey. I think, obviously, he missed a lot of last season, pretty much all of it. I'm pretty confident that Christian McCaffrey will be able to come back this season. He's had a long offseason, long time to get his body right. I think the 49ers kind of have a little bit of something to prove, and he's going to be a huge part of that offense because Ayuk's still not back. We don't know what Pearsall is going to be. There's some question marks. We know they got Kittle. We know certain things like that, but somebody's got to be the workhorse, and I think Christian McCaffrey's due for that. So he's my number 5. Number 4, I have Derrick Henry. He's getting older. Otherwise, he'd probably be in the top 2 or 3. But Derrick Henry, we can pretty much, as long as he's healthy and everything like that, guarantee 1,000 yards and 10-plus touchdowns. You can kind of lock that in. The only thing, he just doesn't really provide anything as a receiver. So there are other guys, particularly all three that are coming up that provide more as a receiver and are younger. But Derrick Henry's one of the best ever, and if he has another great season like he had last year, there's some conversations to be had about where he ranks all time. So he's number 4 for me. Number 3, I have Jahmyr Gibbs. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is one of the most electric running backs in the league. Him and Demo just split that backfield so well, but that's a guy in Jahmyr Gibbs that just turns. He just makes magic. He turns nothing into a lot of something. There are gains that would be 3 or 4 yards for running backs that are 20 to 30 for him. He's got that vision, that patience, that speed, and he's a great receiver for a running back, breaks tackles. He's one of the premier backs in the game. I think he'll be number 3 for me this year. There's a large portion of that going to the fact that Ben Johnson is no longer there to coordinate that offense. There's some risk involved in that. When you switch coordinators, sure, they try to keep things the same, but we saw it with the Eagles a couple years ago when they lost their offensive coordinator. They brought in, I think it was Brian Johnson as an offensive coordinator, and it was just, what the hell are we watching? So there's a very real chance that could happen, but I think Gibbs is such an elite talent that it'll probably supersede that, any risk of that happening. Number 2, I have Saquon Barkley. Saquon is on one of my 2 favorite teams in the Eagles, and Saquon, Madden cover, I am worried. Just straight up, I'm just worried about that. That just seems to never go well. But he's special. He's probably the most athletic freak at running back that we have. And he's in the best situation a running back could be in, with a great offensive line in front of him, great receivers next to him, an above average quarterback with a offensive coordinator. Well, I guess they have new coordinators now, but they got a lot of good things going there in Philly. They have so much talent that it should outweigh it. And as long as he's healthy, I think he'll be a top 2 back this season. There are some honorable mentions. Some guys that I didn't mention that I'm sure you know are not going to be number 1. And there's one very specific name I haven't said yet. But honorable mentions, I think guys like James Cook could be really good. Kyron Williams could be really good. Chase Brown was awesome for the last 8 or 10 games last season. That's a name to really, he might have been closer to 10 than some of these other guys. And then Kenneth Walker. I just worry about Seattle's offensive line not blocking for anything again. So those would be the guys that I would honorable mention. I think they all have an argument for number 10, and they all had great seasons last year. But there's just certain reasons I would rather have the other 10 guys ahead of them, and there's kind of been said throughout the video. But number 1, my man Bijan Robinson, to get his name right. I think for the last 2 years, that has been a top 2 back in football. Vision, top tier. Hands, top tier. Cuts, top tier. Speed, breakaway speed. Power, run through your face kind of power. Bijan Robinson would be number 1 for me. I think through the first 2 years of his career, that's been the most, this dude, he's him. He's legit. He is that guy. He's got that dog in him. Whatever you want to call it. Whatever you need to say to prove it. Bijan Robinson is that dude. I think he's in for another big year, probably a bigger year with Penix at quarterback. Penix did have injury issues in college and stuff like that, but I think Penix is better than what Kirk Cousins was last year before he got hurt. And I just think that team is just on that brink of trying to get over the hump to make the playoffs. And I think Bijan Robinson's going to be the engine to make that happen. I think guys like Drake London are in for a huge year. We could be going down the Kyle Pitts saga again. But, Zach Robinson as the coach, I love what they have going in Atlanta. And I think Bijan Robinson is going to feast this year. And he's going to be my RB1 for this year. So, recap the list. Bijan Robinson, RB1. Saquon, RB2. Jahmyr Gibbs, RB3. Derrick Henry, RB4. CMC, RB5. Bucky Irving is my RB6. Josh Jacobs, RB7. Ashton Jeanty, RB8. Jonathan Taylor, RB9. And Devon Achane, RB10. Who would you change? What would you change? Let me know. I'm completely open to it. But that's really all I got for you. That's really all I got for you. If you absolutely hate this list, let me know. If you think I got a lot of it right, sweet. That's cool for me too. But if you're new to the channel, please subscribe if you like this kind of content. Please like the video. I appreciate you for watching. But it is preseason time. Shedeur Sanders is kind of looks like he's killing it in his game 1. Now the Browns, I don't know what the hell you're doing. You've got 5 quarterbacks on your team. You're just asking for drama. What happens if Shedeur balls out the rest of this season or the rest of this preseason? Difficult conversations. That's all I got to say, but I'm done. Peace.